Biodiversity in the Pentland Hills, why does it matter? Humans depend on nature in a variety of ways. Natural systems help keep our air and water clean and oxygen rich. Apart from producing oxygen, photosynthesis also takes in carbon dioxide. This allows natural systems to regulate global temperatures by steadying atmospheric composition. We also depend on natural systems as the backbone of our food systems. These still depend on natural soil formation and clean water. Pollinators play a vital role in agriculture, with 75% of crop species and 35% of crop production being dependent on insect pollinators. These are examples of ecosystem services which help improve human quality of life. In 2016, each person in Scotland gained £688 through provisioning, regulating and ecosystem services. Considering a country's wealth in terms of assets rather than economic activity means a country can consider how to sustain its assets rather than only its growth. In 2019, almost half of Scotland's natural asset value comes from tourism and recreation, and the health benefits associated with recreation. This is collectively more than the value of Scottish oil and gas deposits. Even considering global GDP, over half relies on high-functioning ecosystem services. Keeping these systems functioning by protecting natural resources is therefore an essential part of managing risk in sustainable business. How are these natural systems structured? In the Pentland Hills, there are 4 main natural habitats: grassland, heathland including scrub and tundra, wetlands including mires, bogs and fens, woodlands. The interconnected structure of ecosystems can be shown using food webs, such as this example of a heathland food web. But what is biodiversity? Biological diversity, or biodiversity, is the variety of life on Earth. This variety comes at different levels. We first have the diversity in different habitats, then the diversity in unique species each of the habitats contain, and finally the genetic diversity in each species. Why do we need biodiversity? The greater the diversity in species, the more links in our food web. This strengthens the ecosystem, as losses in specific populations can be balanced out by others, avoiding ecosystem collapse. A study in 2020 found that a fifth of countries worldwide are at risk of total ecosystem collapse as biodiversity declines. Here in Scotland, the abundance of wildlife has decreased on average by 15% since 1994, whilst 1 in 9 Scottish species are threatened with extinction. This is largely due to habitat destruction. For example, between 1990 and 2021, the extent of moorland and heathland in Scotland decreased from 34% to 26% of total land coverage. These habitats must be protected and restored to maintain the necessary levels of wildlife. It is also essential to ensure these habitats are well connected. This dramatically increases genetic diversity by allowing different groups to travel and diversify with other groups. Increasing the connectivity of these habitats can be done in many ways. For example, growing upland shrubs, hedgerows and riparian buffer strips. Through efforts like these, we can significantly increase biodiversity and by doing so protect our natural assets.